Hey guys, welcome in. This is Sunny with Sunny Healing Intuitions. So today is Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day or happy Love Day, whatever. I've never been a fan. I give love every day. I don't see any limitations on what type of day should be celebrated for whatever. I'm not about those type of holidays. However, I am sending massive love to all of you, especially those who truly support me. I appreciate you all. So this week we are talking still about switching our mindset in a healthy way towards our overall health and shifting that into a positive mindset holistically. So the whole body, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical bodies holistically. And so with us moving into the fire energy out of the well, I should say water to fire. We also have the wood snake into the fire horse. This is going to be moving from a very emotionally held place. Like we've been holding these emotions, right? We've been holding on to traumas, fears, anxiety, worry, things that keep us stuck and low vibrational, people that keep us stuck in that area. And I'm not saying that is to put responsibility on them for your growth. Don't mistake that. My reasoning behind saying that is more like taking responsibility for our own healing, letting go of people who we interact with so the whole idea is where attention goes, energy flows. So even if you say hi to a stranger or even look them in the eye, you are exchanging energy. When people are within 5 to 3 foot radius of your energy center, you feel it energetically, no matter if you are spiritually tuned in or not. We all feel it. We pick up on it telepathically. And that's just, it's law. I mean, this is becoming scientific fact, really. Check out the telepathy tapes if you don't believe me. So when we interact with those often, we spend more and more time with people who are stuck in their own suffering. Maybe they do want help, it's just not their time. We cannot force people to change. We can't force people to heal. If you've known anyone who's had an addiction, you can't force them to stop drinking or stop doing drugs. And I can attest to that myself because I was an alcoholic for many years. It's almost 2 years sobriety next month. So my mindset changed quite a bit once that happened. I mean, it was a whirlwind of change. Let's just say that. That's when I learned about, becoming a light worker for real, going into the work of being a healer, a guide, someone who's going to be living authentically, showing their true colors as, far as like who I am, what I do, what I love. I've kept so many things quiet over the years of things that I knew, but because it triggered so many people that were in my orbit, I kept quiet and stuck. So that's what I'm talking about. This is the energy of the people around you. You really have to be aware of that. You can take over that mindset, right? Now, we want to bring about all of the elements when we're working with the energy of like chaos and changes. And me and my friend Everin, we have a podcast coming up next Wednesday. This is right after the astrological new year. We're going to cover the astrology, the planetary placements, the movement of the energy, how we can best support walking through that a little bit more in depth. Intuitive wise, I'll be channeling messages or, guidance as we talk. She will be giving information, and then we'll kind of ground the energy through a meditation to help you move through that portal. I digress. So when we're dealing with this, we want to bring around all of the elements. Fire is great. This reminded me also, I'm sending massive love, grounding, calming, Reiki healing energy that is emotionally supportive. If you need it today, just quietly say yes. I've sent that out to everyone who is willing to receive. I also carved the symbols into this candle, and this is an earth and cedar candle. and it smells amazing, and it's been really helping me to ground during these messages. And also, when you sit quiet with coffee, tea, whatever it is you like to enjoy when you're sitting there, calming your energy, maybe grounding, because coffee and tea is really good for that. Staring at the flame is very calming. It eases the mind because you're focusing on something, and you can really focus on letting go. Whatever you are letting go, just stare at the flame and imagining it being thrown into the fire and burn it away. Okay? With water, I just took a beautiful bath. That was my gift to myself today, a little self-love. And then I put on this shirt, this cashed out shirt. I love the band. It's the closest thing I have to anything Valentine's. But I just took a beautiful self-love bath and let go of a bunch of emotions that are not serving me, things that are coming up to the surface right now that I recognize are patterns that I need to release. So I did that with a bath and some music. I also had a candle. So there's two elements there. I'm also imagining the water being returned to Earth, to Mother Gaia, to support this transmutation of energy to transform my thoughts, my beliefs, rewiring those thoughts and beliefs, flushing out the emotions through the bath, returning it to Earth so I can live a more positive, supportive, and be in a positive, loving environment within myself. Let's see, we did, air, go outside. I mean, it's windy as heck outside right now. I live by the coast, and I just sometimes imagine like it just being swept through me, like the wind is coming through me and releasing everything I need in the wind into the ethers. It's beautiful. Fire, air, water, earth. Yeah. And then grounding. Grounding is beautiful. It is a really good way of just releasing, letting go, watching things change over time. I sit outside on my balcony almost every day, so I see everything change. The change of the way the birds are here, the butterflies that come and go, the dragonflies, the wildlife that comes around once in a while that checks out the scenery. It's awesome. It's very calming and it's very supportive to your nervous system, which is what we're really trying to take care of right now in this movement of energy from where we were into the fire energy. It's going to be fire and air, and it's going to be fast. It's the horse. The horse is going to charge forward, and that's what we're doing. But right now is a time of rest, care, self-care. I have had a hip issue that comes and goes, but it usually goes within a week. This is my second week of no workouts. I do yoga, but it's yin yoga, so very soft. The hardest part about it is getting off the ground, to be honest. So I really am trying to give myself, my body, love and grace because it is going through a change. I am literally giving birth to something new, and that can be painful. Now, when we're going through these ascensions, the level up, the transformations, we're shedding this old skin. We're moving away from the old, and that can be painful. And it can show up in the physical body. And so when we're, if you're falling sick, which a lot of people are right now, it's because we're actually healing. It's being released. Something is coming up to the surface to be seen, to be loved, and let go. And that way, when this portal energy is already open, the portal is open. And it's usually open for at least 3 days before and 3 days after, but we are going to be in the portal until the end. I can't remember. I think it's sometime in April, but I can't remember the exact date of the lunar eclipse portal. However, we're moving through the solar eclipse portal. This is Aquarius. Aquarius doesn't really hold emotion. It gets detached. We're going to dive more into the next that podcast next week. Okay, so I don't want to go too far into that because that's a lot of stuff that we're going to cover, but we just have to recognize that things are changing, things are moving rapidly, and it's painful. I'm noticing for me that as I'm taking time to be still and meditate more and not force and push creativity, work, movement, vigorous movement. I'm used to doing compound movements with weights. I think I've talked about that in other videos. However, that's what I'm used to. And I'm a Capricorn, I'm a workaholic. So like ever since November, I've been trying to get out of that workaholic phase. And every time I sit here and I'm working on something and I find that I'm forcing it, I step away. And then when I'm ready to come back, I'm fresh again, ideas moving. It's usually I have to eat, I have to move the energy around. I got to get some water, maybe look outside. I sit in front of a window, but sometimes it's better just to go outside and take a walk, take a breath, you know? Revisiting things. And it's just like those mental loops. When you feel like you're stuck in a corner by your own mind, or your hurting heart is taking, it's just like too much, take a step back. Take a breather, go for a walk, talk to your guides, meditate, you know, and I know that it's hard. Guided meditations are so helpful for those times. That's what helped me. I woke up in the middle of the night and instantly my thoughts were like, everything was chaos and everything was doom and gloom. Things were going to not work out and I was thinking of every possible way that it could go wrong. And sometimes now I forget that we do that because I am not in that place anymore. But there are a lot of people who are because of everything that's going on in the world. There is a lot of injustice. And if I wanted to cover it all, it would take a while because there's that much. But we have to remember that when things break down, when things are breaking down so that they can get built back up, it's because we're flushing out everything that no longer serves and making space for something new. And that tower has to crumble. And as it crumbles, it does get painful. It's like it brings everything to the surface, and that's what's happening with societal systems. It's a beautiful thing, and it sucks because for me, I'm having to show myself extra love today because I am a trauma survivor. I'm a childhood trauma survivor. I am also an SA trauma survivor, and I've seen the real truth before anyone else, and now it's all coming out, and I'm like, I'm here to support you. I know how it feels, and I just today my heart goes to all the survivors because we have been silenced, we've been ignored, we've been shut down, we've been put in boxes, we've been put in cages and thrown out. I mean, people don't believe you. They tell, oh, no, that couldn't have happened. It's like that kind of stuff. And now that it's coming to the surface, we're revisiting it and it hurts. It sucks. It's painful. I spent my morning in tears because I can feel the injustice. I can feel the pain from the survivors. And I'm a part of this fabulous, wonderful, well, two groups actually. I should speak about both of them. They're just women holding each other and allowing each other to be vulnerable and truly supporting one another. So if there's anything that you can take from this is self-love first. And if you need something external in addition to that, find a support group that feels good. If you're a trauma survivor and you're a woman, reach out to me. I will send you a link. It's a very supportive place. Now, I did want to cover some areas that we can really help with our energy, right? So I know I've touched on this in my other, like the journey to sacred expansion. There's a playlist series of those videos. They go through the chakra system, what is entailed with each of the energy centers of the chakras throughout your body, ways to support that type of healing. But I do want to cover some of this. So it's, talking about tapping into your body during chaos, ways you can protect your energy, and ways to cleanse your energy. So I've got bullet points here. It just helps me to stay on point because my Aquarius brain is all over the place today. So I need to stay on track. So ways that you could tap into your body during chaos. Definitely meditating. We've covered that. 5 to 10 minutes of just deep breathing and stillness. Softening your heart, closing your eyes, maybe putting one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, or sitting with your hands in your lap. Just breathing. And every time a thought comes up, I have to say clouds or float whenever it happens. Like a thought comes up and I notice I'm in it, and I go float or clouds, and I just imagine clouds floating by, and that thought just catches onto a cloud and goes by, and then it leaves, right? And that's all I do. Every time a thought comes up, I imagine it attaching to a cloud and going on. So that's something, again, guided meditations, maybe sitting near water. You can allow the thoughts. You just don't want to get stuck there. You want to observe and not absorb. This is how we cling on to that thought and get stuck into that mental loop. And then mental loops can cause the emotional triggers, and now we're manifesting things that we already been in and more of it. So that's how we can get to a positive mindset, is clearing out the fog. Meditation really does that over time. It takes practice, but you've got to give it time. I mean, nobody goes and just plays softball or baseball or basketball. They practice. It's just like that. Working your muscles, your mental muscles. This is just like going to the gym. So this is choosing yourself. Placing a hand over your heart with deep breaths is another way to come back to the body when you're out in public. Maybe, you can take a minute to walk away from that moment and just take a couple of deep breaths with your hand on your heart. This gets you centered into your body. And then just say, I am safe. I am safe. Or you can say, I am safe in my body. This really grounds that energy in. Go outside. Connect with all 5 senses. Notice what you see, what you hear, what you feel, what you smell. Can you taste the air? I know that kind of sounds gross, but I think of like the coast. I always taste the salty air. So that's what I'm thinking about. Barefoot on grass. That's all-time favorite right there. In the sun if possible. Sun is always good for you in moderation. I do not believe in sunblock. I go on my walks with a hat, but I take in the sun, and I know that within that hour, some people will get burnt, put on proper clothing if you can, but sun, don't block the sun with the chemicals. Not good for you. It's not good for our air either, especially if it's aerosol. And I used to use it. You can also, very simple, in your home, create a cozy corner, a little safe sanctuary that you can get complete silence. Maybe put an altar with your favorite crystals, just a few. You don't have to put a whole bunch, I know I've got a bunch back here. You can't even see them, but just a few you could put a candle, and then add just a few crystals that are supportive to your energy. And you can, if you are feeling like you need to be grounded, grab like green calcite. It's my favorite. I've got, this is like several different colors. This is my favorite, and it fits in my palm, so it's really grounding. I put in my lap. Clear quartz, very good for spiritual protection, cleansing of the energy. If you want to tap into like grounding energy, but also my poor boy is sneezing. It's also connective to intuition, fluorite. So this is just fluorite. I do have rainbow fluorite, not here though. That's a little bit more like woo up there. I don't have it here. Oh wait, no, that's not it. You can use green aventurine also, but you can also Google them. But making a little altar with something like that, maybe some incense will help, some essential oils, some soft music if you need it. That could be a way to keep your mind from wandering off too much. Ways to protect your energy. Asking your higher self, your guides, your higher power, God, whatever it is you believe, it's up to you. It's all welcome here. To surround you with white protective light. Just see yourself immersed in a cocoon, a bubble, a sphere, a dome, whatever like an egg maybe, of white protective light, radiant, crystalline white light, just submersing your energy, your cells, your body. And then just state to yourself, I am protected always. And you can always state these things as many times as it takes. I like the power of 3, so that's just something I work with. Setting boundaries and stand firm on them. And that can mean what you're willing to deal with, what you're willing to not deal with. It could just be like, look, this isn't something that I align with, so it's not for me, and I'm not accepting that right now. It's a good way to say no. You don't owe any explanations. That's a clear way to say no. And if they have something to say after that, that's their problem. Glass bubble. I like to, so when I go out in public, I call it the wild. I'm very sensitive to energies, thoughts, emotions. Okay, I am a very huge psychic empath, but I like to be able to see through the energy of what's coming at me. So I protect my energy in a glass bubble. So I put the white light around me, and then I imagine this glass bubble around me, almost like Glinda, right? Or Galinda, whatever the Wicked does. A glass bubble. So that way I can see the energy that's coming at me, but it's reflected, whatever they're sending to me, I'm not absorbing it. It's reflecting off of that glass back to them. But I can see what's going on, right? And this isn't like blocking, putting up walls and, this armor and all this. That's not needed. If you really do feel like you're being psychically attacked, I would definitely keep black obsidian or tourmaline with you. Not only is that grounding, but it's very protective. I actually wear a black obsidian bracelet on both wrists. Right is receiving, left is like offer, or putting out, but that's what I do. You can also place black obsidian at your door that protects the energy that comes in. So somebody that doesn't have good energy may not feel good in that place and want to leave, or maybe they won't be able to walk in, depending on how strong your intentions are. You can also just be discerning of the energies around you if you're at that place. Knowing what is yours, you can always ask and hold your heart. If your heart or if your chest tightens, that's a no, or it's not meant for you. If your heart opens, it's a yes. It feels good. Thoughts and decisions, very clearly. This can happen very clearly when you're very aware of your thoughts. It takes practice, a lot of practice. But if you're mindful and you're present in your body and you're grounded, you're definitely going to be able to pick up on what it is that you're constantly thinking of. And maybe if you journal it out each day, keep a journal, just write down some things that came up, and then you can see a pattern over time, and it helps you to figure out what area that you need to release or let go of, or work with healing. Either way, it's not right or wrong. It's just, this is the way that we grow and learn and transform. No is a full sentence. That's another one I wanted to say again. No is a full sentence. Now, ways to cleanse your energy. So shower bath rituals are great. That's what I just did. If you're in a shower, you can imagine the white light coming down with the water and just sprinkling clean fairy dust all over you and releasing all the negativity and bringing in the positive and just stating, I release all that no longer serves me, and I call in all the energy that does support me, and I call my energy and power back. It's just that simple. And then with the bath, you can imagine the water going down the drain, and that's releasing it. Closing your eyes, imagining a golden light sprinkling down through your crown and just cleansing throughout your body. And this can help you to scan your body as well. What areas are you feeling any pain? If you have, this type of stuff coming up and you have areas that you want to focus on, I can certainly help you. I offer Reiki sessions. I offer private readings. We can do the integration process where we dive into the oracle messages and then support you with the healing of the Reiki energy to clear that specific area. So whatever you need, email me. I've got my services in the description box below. Also, if you want to support my work, you can always buy me a coffee with the coffee link down below. So yeah, that golden light will come through your chakra. I so needed that laugh today. Okay. I'm leaving that in there. As it's coming down your crown chakra and coming down your body, you're going to imagine that golden energy just flushing down anything that no longer serves through your Earth Star chakra. And that's through your feet. Just imagine it floating down through your feet, like, through the roots of your feet into the earth, and just say thank you. That's it. Speak intention into water. So this is blessing your water. So this is my favorite. I do this with everything I drink. I even, like, when I put tea together, I'm like, with honey and lemon, I'm like, this will help me make my decisions and believe, tap into my willpower, and this will help me to tap into my creative powers, just things like that. And then when you're when you speak it into water before you drink it, you can say, this water supports me in my emotional release, or this water helps purify my intentions, and setting that intention in the water. You can do whatever you want. You can just say, this water will help me love myself, just something like that. So also, you can do the Epsom salt bath. This is a good way to cleanse your energy. This is a very cleansing process. Salt is believed to draw out toxins and neutralize negative energy. So you can add lavender. You can do eucalyptus oil for extra relaxation. I like to buy the, oh gosh, what is it? Dr. Teal's, I think it is, the bags. I love those with the magnesium. Very supportive. And it lifts your mood too. Big bonus. If you've liked this information, please hit the thumbs up. If you comment, you'll be added to a giveaway. Once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway of 2 private readings, 20 minutes, personalized, and you will receive a link that you'll be able to access at any time for however long you want. And then the third prize is a Cosmic Tarot Oracle deck from yours truly, my collection. That's just one I never use. I wanted to give it out to someone else rather than trying to sell it. So anyway, other ways that you can, add a little bit of extra protection around your home or your energy. Herbal bundles, right? We've got cedar, rosemary, we've got sage. Those are very good ways of supporting the cleanse. You can use Palo Santo. This will help to lift the positive energy in your space by releasing the negative. I like the smell too. Bells and bowls. Okay, so bells are really good to cleanse energy. You can also use singing bowls. You can even use it for like meditation too, right? It's a really good way to cleanse energy. I use this bowl to cleanse the energy in my space before I sage, to let go of any energy from the collectives when I close down my readings. Clapping and humming. Clapping clears out the energy in the space. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have done that with the mic. So if you don't have tools, just simply clapping your hands loudly or chanting a simple Om can shift the vibration in your immediate field. It's very powerful. It's all about intention. Crystals, keep protective stones like black tourmaline, selenite. I got smoky quartz. I love smoky quartz. I even have my crystal ball is a smoky quartz. So just, you can keep these in your pocket. You can put them at your desk to absorb any kind of environmental noise. You can put them in your purse, your car. You can wear them as bracelets or on a necklace. Either way. Also, I just want to say that if you ever need a mood lifter, sometimes colors are helpful too, wearing certain colors. So if you want to look up colors, if you want it, I can cover more about colors and numbers and stuff like that. If you're interested, put a comment below. Also put a comment below for anything that you're looking to learn about, because I'm looking for more areas of expertise to expand with. But for now, this is what I'll be doing. I also added a Patreon, so if you want to get into extended readings or weekly Reiki offers, I'll be doing that starting soon, but I need to have members first. So it's only $5.55 a month, and that gives you access to all public content, as well as any extended extensions of readings, going deeper, and just whatever else I put out there. So I'm looking to expand and offer more. So stay tuned. The more you support me, the more I can give you. Okay, because this does take time and money. Sending you all so much love. Take care.